going, Holden. If I could even get it to work.
Underestimate me. That'll be. Oh, come on. We're good. You got to shit on him a little bit.
We are live, folks, but I just want to.
We've been on live.
I just want to let people know I could have worn this sweatshirt, but I just, in case Joey's watching right at the start, had a lot of people in my ear about, you don't bowl a good first ball, you don't close spares. Here's this, right up all your fucking asses. Right up all your asses. Yes. Anyway, Joey came to my neck of the woods, and it was a good showing, but it was fun. It was good to meet him. Really good dude. I know you don't get to always see these people in person, but
no,
really good dude. If anybody's fortunate enough to meet him, real cool dude. And I think that when I go to his town, I'm sure I will get blasted in bowling. But either way, things worked out well this go around. But there will be another one.
Why? Just do what I do. Once you're up, don't let him tie you ever. You've always got the advantage. Don't give him his $500 back. You're not beating him twice in a row. Are you?
I mean, that's for sure.
How did this happen? He was talking so much shit. He's like, I'm a college bowler. I bowl 700s. And, you come out there and just whoop his ass. He's bowling 150s. Like, did he just shit the bed? Was he nervous?
Yeah. So we had a little bit of the cosmic bowling element, which is certainly not something he deals with in leagues.
What's that?
It's where the lights are dim, and it's like a laser bowling type of setup where they use like strobe lights and stuff. So yeah, for somebody who bowls in leagues and leverages the arrows down the middle, you can't really see them that well during laser bowling. So for me, again, my alley of choice, I do well at this bowling alley. So I think some of those factors definitely helped. But yeah, I think also me putting a little pressure on him early, I think might have got him a little rattled. I don't think he was expecting me to come out with strikes and spares as consistently. So overall, it was good stuff. Good stuff.
I mean, he was bowling 150s though. Like even I can do that.
He had a few marks. That's the difference, right? In bowling, because he very well could have ended 200 in both those games. The last frames, the last 9th and 10th frames, he just seemed like he was mentally distraught because he knew he already lost.
He choked.
Yeah. Well, he knew he already lost by the 9th or 10th frame. So I think for him, he was like mentally signed off by that.
So if you didn't know what would happen, Joey and JJ had never met. They finally met. They bowled. Joey Work had just said, "Oh, I'm going to crush you." And then he doesn't even show up for the show. There's just no excuse for that. And he gave us a video? He gave us a video today. Did he?
In his defense, even if he won yesterday, he wasn't doing the show.
Why do you got to say that? Why can't we just go with the narrative that he's
I'm all for slander. It's just got to be factual.
Yeah. Okay. This is the show we did last year, you and me. And this are we done with baseball shows? This is it, our last one.
Part of me was going to do a tennis show this morning, but I felt like we didn't end on a high note. We didn't end on a note where people knew this was the last show. So this is it. Yeah, this will be the last show this year for baseball.
All right, guys. Maybe we'll do a little playoff action, but not at this time. JJ, give a plug for the site with the NFL coming up, and then let's get into this gigantic slate.
Sure. Yeah. RunPureBets.com or Run Pure Sports, whatever you're more into. But on the bet side, bet 25 off, get you 25% off, which will end up being like, $12 for a whole month. I mean, for a week, and then $45 for a month. And again, if you're already on the DFS end, get bets, get you the bet stuff for free. Again, it's all going to be all college football, NFL. Say fun time to be a sports bettor. Obviously, you got the last week of the U.S. Open Finals. You got baseball playoffs coming up, and then NBA sneaks into the fold a little later into the year. But yeah, NFL, college football going to keep us busy.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Can't wait. Love it. College football yesterday. How'd you do?
1-1. Oh no, yeah, 1-1.
Oh boy, I got a guy on Twitter. I was talking about high school, and I was afraid of having sex for some reason. And then look at him just staring out into earth and just be like, just shut the fuck up.
No, I'm watching one of the tennis matches.
And apparently his wife gave me a blowy in high school, and very uncomfortable now.
The Holden legend lives on.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good at all, especially since my dad hated his father. I do look tanner. You know what it is? You guys don't understand. I use that stupid high def cam and it makes me look blue. And they're like, "Oh, you're a vampire." I'm not a vampire. I got a little Italian over here, makes it whatever.
You got some Paisan in you.
Huh?
You got some Paisan in you.
A little bit of Paisan. Yeah, it goes back to grandpa. Grandpa half Paisan. So that makes me like 1/16th.
Also, by the way, good stuff with Lisa Ann. That was
you watched the Lisa Ann. I love the Lisa Ann. She's a nice lady. God, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to hop on with you and Keg on a Saturday. Well, I'm not going to do. I'm not going to go on it. But we'll get her on and we'll do some NFL stuff. Okay.
Yeah, works for me.
She loves doing this too. She's an absolute sweetheart, and she's going to hook me up with a couple girls in Denver to bang too. So we're set.
There you go. This is what I mean.
She gave me your number yesterday. I said, you have 3 girls. She said, yes, I will. And that's about it.
You love to see it though. You love to see it.
Holden kosher? No, I'm not. First of all, I'm not kosher. I love bacon. And Joey Work, you can show up in the chat and you can't show up on the show for 2 minutes.
He's got a busy life. He's got a busy life. You just got to respect that, Holden. Joey, Holden's jealous because before the show, Holden's like, I don't have anything to do all day today.
Yeah, I just learned that on my Sports Grid show. What the hell am I going to do?
So now he's jealous. Maybe you should meet Joey for what he's doing today.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't leave my house when the bosses are in town. You think I'm leaving my house to fly out there to go see that?
That's a whole other thing. But
all right, let's do some baseball here. Let's go do some baseball. Mets and Nationals, Taijuan Walker and Josiah Gray, the pitching matchup here. The Mets are -120 on the road. You can get +114 for the Nats. And the total here is 9. Like, Gray's been good. Walker has had a renaissance since his kind of dead arm period. What do we want to do here?
Isn't this a weird line? I mean, is it just me?
That's why I sounded like, whoa.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. When lines are this odd to me, I typically stay away. Not because of so much. It's more or less when the numbers are this far off. Like I would basically punch the Mets in here for being about $1.50, $1.60. 120 would make sense to back them. However, this is an odd line to me for quite a few different reasons. I've always liked Walker. I felt like he had a bad year or two stretch, but he's kind of figured things out since he's come to New York. Hasn't been great as of late in general, so maybe that's kind of what's influencing the line here a bit. But as you mentioned, Josiah Gray, it's not like he has all these tread on his tires as far as sample sizes go. Overall, I've already committed to not wanting to bet on Nationals games either way, so I'm not going to do that today. Especially since I think the last time I did it, I teamed the White Sox in a parlay when they were minus like 350 and they lost outright by like 12 runs. So yeah, I'm not going to touch this game, but I think this is one of your probably quote unquote easiest bets on the board, which likely probably doesn't land in the Mets.
Big T needs a link. Basically this morning he's just making the rounds. He was on the DFS show. And now he probably wants to shit on Joey. So this is terrific. Let's get him the link. Joey, all you would have to do is click on the link and you would be on your phone to take the heat, but that's fine. We know you're afraid to come on here and take the shit that you deserve. So, we know what kind of person you are. Thin skin is what I can say. Very thin skin. Would you agree or disagree?
Thin skin for who specifically?
Joey. Yes.
I would say he relatively has tough skin, but I would say much like everybody else, he's got his things that bother him. But we all do.
Me being one of them.
You get in there. You get in there.
Absolutely. I even created a video, bitch tits. I've got a nice chest, Joey Work. That's one a nice chest, ass, and face. The rest of it sucks.
Joey's over here preparing for an engagement party, and he still gets us a quick 3-4 minute video on a pick today. Look at that.
Pete Perez not going to let me move this one down. Nice call on the Dodgers run line last week. They lost like 8-2. It was such a shitty pick. Big T will come on here in just a minute, but I'm just, sometimes he uses other people's picks. I'll use his picks. Orioles over 3.5 runs. All right, Big T. I'm going there. Keegan Aiken, Yankees going with Kluber. Kluber has had some, he didn't have a good start coming back. Let's say that. Gave up a home run, gave up a few runs in 5 innings. Keegan Aiken, on the other hand, love targeting him too. The total in this game is 9.5. JJ, how do you pass up the total here? And then plus 300 for the Orioles. Let's not even worry about the Yankees total or the Yankees side. So what do you got here?
So the Kluber's made one start, right, since he's been back. Was it one start? Right, one start since he's been back. Wasn't a great one. So it's kind of tough to love him in this spot at 300. However, we know the deal with the Orioles, right? Especially that bullpen. But interestingly enough, and you bring up a good point with the Orioles team total, I don't necessarily like to back the O's team total when they're always facing a lefty. I like to back the O's team total when they're facing somebody who struggles with righties. And Corey Kluber's reverse splits are quite poor against right-handed bats. And we know what this O's team does. I haven't gotten a peek at their lineup yet. They basically got their opening guys there. Yeah, I mean, this lineup looks relatively good enough, I guess, especially from the right side. But overall, I can't blame you for wanting to go that direction, Holden. I think this total's a bit big for Yankee Stadium, though. They're in New York, right? Yeah, I think this total's a bit big for
why
9.5. I mean, how many totals do you see at this park that are 9.5, Holden?
It's not. How many times do you see Kluber versus Aiken?
No, I'm not disagreeing now.
You're just I don't know. What is it usually? 8.5, 9?
Yeah, like a high total Yankee Stadium is about 8.5, 9. So 9.5 would be close to a ceiling. Now, granted, it could be even higher at times, but the weather's not super warm today. It's not like you're not getting this crazy wind as well. I can't argue with the over for the game in general. I just think it's a big number. But look, Aiken is so tough to watch, right? I mean, this dude, especially against right-handed bats, we know that's basically what the Yankees have up and down. They're starting a pretty scary lineup for Aiken here. I can't argue with the over. I just from a foundation standpoint, I can't bet it over at 9.5 at this park.
You can't take Orioles over 3.5.
But the team total for 3.5, I don't mind at all. The problem is I'd prefer you do a first 5 kind of thing because of that Yankees pen. I know the Yankees pen hasn't been excellent this year, but I'd prefer if you can get like a 1.5 over the first 5. I'd prefer that.
Okay. Again, Tony got me on that one, so we'll give him the credit.
Look at again with the setup. We got like a little. Speaking of cosmic and laser night, look at what's behind.
I wasn't even watching the screen like normal either. It just poof, it happened. It was magical.
I got to hear about this match. I got to hear about the ownership. You just freaking owned him?
I mean, I don't know about owned him.
You won outright. That's an owning.
Yeah, I think Joey gotten a little in his own head, I think.
Was he mad? Was he like kicking things and punching things? Was he upset?
No, he handled it like a champ.
No fire? That means no fire. I like a little fire out of my fire.
I think he was dealing with demons. I think mentally he didn't expect it to be like laser night in the afternoon. He didn't expect me to be as consistent with strikes and spares. I think overall he was dealing with demons.
You hate to see it.
By the way, I love that bet there. First 5 over 1.5 for the Orioles, Aaron. That's not a bad, especially what Joey just said too.
Let me tell you something. I go bowling with friends, and none of us throw a hook. It's impressive watching him bowl, though. I mean, like,
now you're gonna stroke him after you work him?
Legit hook. Not something I'm accustomed to. By the time we got to the third game, he kind of evened out, and at that point, I was too late.
So you were throwing it. You were throwing the straight bullets.
I throw from a left side. I angle it towards the middle. I don't hook it though.
I knew that he took it out on me too. That's what it was. He didn't want to take it out on you. He called me bitch tits.
Bitch tits. Fine. You got called bitch tits?
Yeah, and I don't have bitch tits. That's the whole thing. So it's very disappointing.
I'm excited for a bit of a rematch down by him with Mangone and Mikey.
Oh, they're coming too.
Well, they live right by Joey, so it only makes sense.
Okay. What's the line in that one?
Joey, I'll let them all enjoy the smoke.
Hey, let me ask this to you. What does he look like in person? Like, is he a big guy, a small guy? He was
a bit bigger than I expected. He was probably like 6 foot, but if I had to guess, probably 6 foot, 210, 215.
Well, he's a big guy. Yeah, I wouldn't fight him. That's too big then. Plus, he's always angry at me.
6 foot, 200's too big for you, Holden?
Yeah,
what are you trying to fight?
5'9", 170. It's too much. Plus, he's angry at me all the time. He'll have more motivation. I'm not messing with Joey Work. Not doing it. Next game. Let's do it, JJ. We got a dome game. A's, Jays. Jays offense been looking pretty good. Robbie Ray on the mound, minus 200. Screw the money line there. A's plus 195. Total 9.5. I got to go look at I think it was 5. I saw 5 earlier today, but now 5.5 total for Toronto. So kind of want to stay away from that too. Cole Irvin, the lefty. And again, Robbie Ray. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, so line's a bit inflated, but it's for deservedly so. I mean, you would think, you look at this A's lineup and you would think they're just built to hit lefties. They really haven't done great against left-handed pitching this year, especially versus, call it the league average. But again, they still have a lot of live bats versus lefties. Robbie Ray's just had an incredible season. I mean, we've seen for a bunch of years now where Robbie Ray has had a bunch of good starts in a season, but hasn't really collectively put it all together. And it's crazy that he does it now in the American League, especially in the AL East. But look, kudos to him. He's kind of really figured things out, and he's gotten his walks down a bit. His home runs are certainly down. Cole Irvin's been a decent arm for sure, but this is a tough ask for him. The Jays are so good versus lefties. So I get the line's a bit inflated, but yeah, it's hard to bet against the Jays in this spot. As far as the over 9.5, I don't mind it because I wouldn't bet an under with these two at this park. This is actually not a gigantic number, believe it or not, for this park. So I don't mind the over, but if the Jays win, you're going to get one less half at bat, I guess. But nothing I love in this spot at this number because I do think it's right.
What's wrong with 5'9", Yego? That's absolutely average height. I think it's an inch taller than average height. And I shrunk. I used to be 5'10", but I'm getting old. Tony, when do you want to chime in, or you just want to build your lineups? I don't give a shit.
I'm just hanging out. Whenever you want a winner from me, you can just ask, and I'll give you a winner.
Go back to the Orioles then, because you and I were talking about that VFS. Go back to
with
Orioles
those guys. The over 1.5 first 5. I'm in on that. I'm in on the Orioles over. What'd you say, 3.5?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in both the Orioles overs. I'm on the game over, I guess. The overs in that game. I'm on all of them.
All right. Very good. Next one to get to. JJ, we got the Twins and the Rays. Boy, I like the Rays again. Minus 200, but I like the Rays bats again. You can get them at 4.5 minus 135 this morning, but now it's 5 everywhere. Total in this game is 9. Griffin Jacks. Am I allowed to use the word gas can for Griffin Jacks? Can I do that?
Joey would not approve of that. He
ain't here.
He likes Griffin Jacks.
He's ducking from his loss. So Griffin Jacks and Patino's the pitching matchup. Can you make any argument here against the Rays offense? What do you think of the team total of 5 now?
Well, I think I've said this quite a bit. I don't bet overs 5.5 at parks that aren't Coors Field. On team totals. Now, not to say that the Rays can't do it, but again, the Rays have done a lot of their damage specifically against the Orioles bullpen. Everybody else, they haven't really hit up the same way. But with that said, I actually, at 9 here, believe it or not, I actually small lean in favor of the under full game. I like the Rays pen for obvious reasons. I don't think the Twins pen is that bad either. I know Griffin Jacks could be a bit of an issue here, but again, his advanced stuff says he's better than he's looked. Luis Patino is not by no means an excellent arm either, but again, he'll be relieved by a good pen or an above average pen for sure. And overall, this is just a big number for this park. And I think that these two pitchers, you look at their service ERA, and assumptions are, of course, that this will be an easy over. But I actually like the under slightly at 9.
Ooh, okay. I think that's a little interesting. What do you? Anything on this, Big T?
What game was it? Which game?
It's all right, buddy. Twins and Rays. Go back to building lineups.
Twins Rays. I want to bet on Jorge Polanco to hit a home run. What's his odds?
Gotta be at least 4-1. At least
4-1? No way.
At least 4-1. No.
I think it's closer to 3, but let's see. Jorge Polanco player props. Home run today. What? No, this isn't even right. This is not right. It says that it's minus 200. Something's wrong there. So
yeah.
Oh, plus 350.
I don't like it at minus 200. I'll tell you
350.
That.
Yeah, minus 200.
400. Yeah.
Plus 350, and PointsBet's got plus 390. So you're right around 400.
390. Yep, I like that, and I like the Twins. I guess I'll take the Twins. My problem with baseball, why I don't bet as much baseball as football, is I always just like the dogs. Every game, I have a really hard time betting favorites in baseball. Just every dog looks good to me. All the prices feel too high. You can't just bet all dogs or you're not going to win. And I don't know.
Joey just texted me, fade the Rays.
Yeah, I mean, he hates the Rays. The team's like 50 games above 500, and he hates them.
I'm just kidding.
I like the Rays.
He didn't text me, but it's like no matter who the Rays play, Joey's like, nah, they suck.
Yeah, well, that's probably why. because I like the Rays. And then
he hates the Rays. Like,
yeah,
He's
you hate the Rays
anyway.
anyway.
He's a passionate Yankees fan. I'm sure it's related.
Dude, you found Polanco at plus 500 at Bovada? Wow.
Apparently 5-1 at FanDuel, Holden.
Huh?
Apparently 5-1 at FanDuel.
Get the fuck out of here. Seriously? Well, you
5-1. I definitely like it at 5-1.
Yeah, that's a lot. So okay. Let's move on here. Tigers Reds. Casey Mize. Luis Castillo. 8.5 is the total. Tigers plus 205. I mean, how does Castillo not get it done today, JJ?
Yeah, so this is going to be my best bet. I basically created like 4.75, I guess, with this bet, first five. So first five under 4.5, plus 120 at BetMGM, or is it plus 105? Plus 105 BetMGM. And then under 5, minus 120 BetMGM, both for half unit. So again, correlated call, 4.75. Look, I like Luis Castillo when he's pitching at home. I like Luis Castillo when he's pitching in warm weather. And Casey Mize now gets to throw against a National League team. Now, sure, the Reds are, of course, have a plethora of bats, but Mize has been good. Mize is especially good against righties. I think overall, both pitchers should be able to throw well in this start. And again, Mize gets the free out with Castillo as well, which he's not accustomed to in the American League. And overall, again, this is more of a spot play. I think Mize has been good, certainly above average, and now gets a National League team. It's a hitter's park, but it's not super warm today in Cincinnati. It's actually not super warm today in the Northeast in general. Wind's not blowing out like crazy either. I'm afraid of both these bullpens, which is why I don't want the full game. But yeah, I think first five under the 4.5, 5 correlated bet, I like a lot.
Okay, very good. Next game on the slate: Indians Red Sox. Boston minus 130. Tribe plus 120. They got Plesac out there. Total here is 10. They're thinking a lot of runs. I don't know about this one, JJ. I don't feel great about a lot of runs in this game. So you could tell me when I'm wrong. But then again, Cutter Crawford is on. We're gonna see some bullpen here from Boston this afternoon. They threw Pivetta on the COVID list. So Boston and Cleveland. Can you make a case for Cleveland straight up in this game with Plesac?
I mean, I guess you could. I'm not a Plesac guy. I thought last year, it was either last year or the year before, we had really good numbers, but his advanced stuff was awful. It's kind of similar this year. His numbers aren't really good anymore, though. They're kind of like average, but his advanced stuff's like around that as well. He seems to be a very fortunate pitcher in a lot of situations. I mean, his ERA is 4.5, yet he's 9-4. With that said, though, Cutter Crawford, I mean, how much data do we really have on him? Is there anything you have on him, Holden? In your own?
They just called him up today. He's 25. He had a nice whip at AA and AAA of just 1.03, which is really good for a starting pitcher. And outside of that, he had Tommy John surgery in 2020. There's some things that are going on. 16th, the pedigree really isn't there. We'll see how long, though. He's only given up 1.5 walks per 9 and 12.3 Ks per 9 and 75 2/3 innings. I don't really have a good read on Cutter Crawford. I do think we'll see a lot of the bullpen, though.
Yeah, I think there's extra variance here to this. With that said, how often do you see a kid get called up, like this in this spot against a decent pitcher at least? And he's a $140, $135. So yeah, not exactly common, but I'll stay away.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Phillies Marlins. Phillies minus 108. Marlins minus 104. 7.5 is the total. We got another dome game today, which is kind of nice. And I'm looking at the lineups. I mean, the lineup for the Phillies looks pretty good. They've got Sam Coonrod on the mound. I mean, this is September on Sundays, JJ. Sam Coonrod going to the mound. Cutter Crawford going to the mound.
I'll add one thing about this Coonrod, dude, just because I watched the other night. This dude throws smoke in there. Like, he was throwing I think it's this dude. It's got to be because he came out of the bullpen the other night. He was throwing 100 gas in there. He might not be any good, but he was at least throwing gas.
It was really funny because he was I read this article a while ago. I just found it again. It was back in July. He tried working on his slider, which was just ridiculously good, and the dude got hurt from throwing too many sliders. So I feel like he's down to like one pitch that he could throw for strikes. I don't know if did you see anything else on that?
One pitch, just fire.
Give him the number one, Ricky.
7 miles per hour.
I mean, his average fastball is over 98.
98.7. Yeah.
Every pitch he threw the other night was 100. Like, it was all gas.
Yeah, he just throws. That's it. He'll go out there for a few innings and throw it. And the Marlins offense sucks.
Imagine having a 94-mile-an-hour cutter. But clearly he does get hit a bit. My big thing here is with this price. Have you seen this Marlins lineup today? I mean, what the? I mean, yikes. At least from Philly, you're getting a decent lineup here, and this line is a borderline pick'em. Obviously, Jesus Sanchez is a little scary there, and a few guys above him with Brinson and Chisholm. But outside of that, like, his Phillies lineup is much better today than the Marlins. And you could argue Kumar might be even better than Hernandez, so you're getting the better arm there. Bullpens, I'd argue fairly equal, but you have the advantage in the lineup and the advantage in starting pitching. I'd even argue go first 5 Philly just because this lineup for the Marlins is wild today.
Ooh, okay. First 5 Phillies lineup for the Marlins, wild today. JJ's best bet: Reds Tigers under 4.5. Just see, is that the one that you
first 5?
Did you just do was that the one where you just went all over the place with your 3 bets or no?
Yeah, but I figure it's easier for them to just do one bet for the show. But yeah, I personally did. I split it down the middle, 4.5 and 5.
So confusing. I mean, just yeah, you tell me how to do it. Now I'm still confused. That's all right. I'm an idiot. That's why. Cardinals, Brewers, Corbin Burns. How are we going against Corbin Burns today? Total here is 7.5. Brewers minus 240. Forget about it. Plus 215 though. If you want to take a shot on the Cardinals, John Lester. Let's talk about John Lester, JJ, because this guy, again, he stinks. Like, he's old, but he just hits spots. He limits damage. He's not giving up home runs. And I get it. Everybody's gonna be on the Brewers today. I don't want to mess with John Lester. I'm sorry. I'm not going up against him. So what do you got on this game?
So to you, John Lester right now is not a gas can.
No, and there's no Yelich. Not that I don't know if this really affects anything, but there's no Yelich. They're going Urias, Peterson, Eduardo Escobar, Narvaez, Kane, Tellez. It's no bueno.
Yeah, to me, it kind of affects it just because, believe it or not, Lester is actually really good versus left-handed bats, but he is also really bad against right-handed bats. So yeah, they're trying to stack righties here. You have obviously Lester coming off 2 decent starts, right? But man, he is tough to watch. Like, he needs help from the umpire on getting an extra inch or 2 on the corners because he's not going to strike guys out. He doesn't have any type of put-away pitch. You watch dudes just foul pitches off until they can get something to hit. With that said, this line's probably about right. Corbin Burns had a tremendous season. And by the way, Burns, he's got to be near the top, right? I haven't been checking the Cy Young for the NLs, but he's got to be near the top, no?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
He's had a tremendous season. They're a huge favorite, though, but for me, it makes sense. The total, I'll be honest, 7.5 seems low for this park. For this park, first of all, it's really low, but I kind of get it. All these numbers kind of make sense to me. Again, I'd argue the total's a little low. Could argue for a little bit of a lean in favor of the over, but outside of that, stay away spot for me.
Yeah, it's Burns and Woodruff, and then I think you got some Scherzer in there and Zach Wheeler and Walker Buehler. But he's right there. Burns could win it, no doubt about it. He's up there in WAR. Everything's good. Everything's good with Corbin Burns. So that's gonna be a tough one to target. Have you heard anything else, Tony? That you haven't heard any of this show, but any other plays you want to give? Just here, one play in the middle of the show.
I like the Cardinals still in that game, but again, I already gave my preface. I always like the underdogs. I mean, the line's already moved. What'd you say it was on the other show, Holden?
Like 215.
Yeah, it's already moving that way after this Milwaukee lineup is so bad. I think I got like plus 200 now, so we got like 1,500 or 15 cents of juice already in our favor. What's the cool lingo, Dunkel? What do they say? CVG? What is it? What's that? What's the expression when you get the good line movement?
Oh, closing line, CLV.
CLV. I knew it was something like that. Yeah, the old CLV. That never gets there, but you always got it in your pocket.
Yeah, when the loss comes, I mean, good CLV.
I had the CLV though on the Cardinals, even though freaking Corbin Burns threw a shutout.
All right. JJ, plug the site. We got football coming up. We're all excited about it.
Yeah, rumpyourbets.com. We'll have a ton of content throughout the week. Spread will be doing a bunch of NFL content with Tyler, and then I'll be plugging in some free picks as well on the channel. But again, for all our picks, college football, NFL, final week of U.S. Open coming up this week. And then obviously baseball playoffs right around the corner. You can get it all at runpurebets.com. Code BETS25 off, get you 25% off. First week or month, again, with that code, it's like $15 for a week. Just try it out.
It's pretty easy. It's simple. No big one. Get bets if you're already on the DFS side and you're just watching for our pretty faces today, or to listen to Joey Work not show up and completely fade this show because
where's he at? Get on this show, Joey Work. Show your face.
He won't.
It's got an
And then he'll
engagement.
come on. He'll blame me.
An engagement party right now? Like he can't go to the bathroom and get on his phone?
No shit. If Stevie Boyton can set DFS lineups on the shitter at a Mexican restaurant.
Stevie, like, he's so scared. Just the other night, he's got dinner reservations 15 minutes before lock. I mean, come on, Stevie. Run your ship. If you're not running your ship before marriage, what's going to happen after marriage?
Oh, he's already pussy whipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I have sex 2 times a week, and yeah, it lasts 4 minutes each time on mission. Like, good job, buddy.
Imagine not being pussy whipped though.
Yeah. Well, he
imagine not less than 4 minutes.
You know what Stevie's like? Stevie's a guy that his girlfriend probably still makes him wear a condom. Like they're living together, and that's what it is. It's like, make sure you get it on there. Not so much. Come on, sweetie. So the next one. And Maria, we had a lady that was in the chat. I don't know what we were talking about 2 minutes ago, but it has something seriously to do with that. And it's a good story on my part, wasn't it, JJ?
Solid.
Here we go again. White Sox, Royals with cheese. Dylan Cease, minus 155. Royals plus 140. A couple of their guys been hitting lately. 8.5 is the total in this game. We got the lineups out. Pretty nasty lineup for the White Sox. I mean, both these teams are actually throwing out their starters, so that's nice to see. For the most part, the White Sox are. They got Sebi Zavala, the catcher, hitting today. But, JJ, I can't make a play on this game. I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't love anything in this game. Called a small lean. Royals first 5, grabbing the half run. This has more to do with the fact that I actually like Singh. I know he's not like excellent. I know you watch, but I watch him pitch, and I actually think he's got good stuff. I just think he has some location issues at times, which end up being a bit egregious. But here's a perfect example, right? His ERA is only slightly higher than who's the guy we mentioned before with the ERA 4? Zach Plesac, right? His ERA is only a few decimals above it. Meanwhile, Singer's 3-9 and Plesac's 9-4. Now, sure. And yet, actually, the Indians aren't much better record-wise than the Royals either. So I think that there's just some pitchers that get more unlucky or luckier than others, which goes without saying, right? But Brady Singer is a guy I've liked, believe it or not. And I think that overall this line is not giving them a much respect at all. So overall, I've called a small lean first half, first 5 Royals grabbing the half run. It'd be like minus 105, minus 110.
First 5 Royals grabbing. Okay. Pirates, Cubs. Wind's blowing out about 10 miles an hour today to right field. We saw that it was a cloudy day and just ball pop-ups were going out. I wonder if we see that today, JJ. Pirates plus 136, Cubs minus 155, 9.5 is the total. Looking at the lineups here, I mean, outside of Schwindel, Hap, Wisdom, I guess there's 3 guys in the Cubs lineup that can actually hit now. And then on the Pirates side, Brian Hayes is leading off, great, but it's Will Crowe, Zach Davies. You couldn't ask for much more on an offensive side from this game, but God, these 2 teams, they just suck.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh's not a team I like to back when they're not playing well, and they're really not playing well right now. But the Cubs at minus 145, woof. That's not exactly something you can love either, especially behind Zach Davies. With all that said, though, all this line makes sense on a lot of ways. I think 9 might have been a bit high, but it was 9.5, so it's not like I can love 9. And the spread, look, I said the same thing with the Nats. I said I'm not betting on Cubs games anymore, so I mean, that's not going to happen. And Pittsburgh, I'd love to back them, but I can't because they've lost 5 in a row and they're not playing. They haven't been playing confidently for a while now. So overall, just a complete stay away spot for me.
Sox, Bulls, Bear. He could not stay away from the Indians money line. Would you like to comment on that, JJ?
No. I mean, no comment. I think
bad bet.
I don't think it's a bad bet. I think it's just not common to see a kid getting called up and he's minus 140.
What does it look like when my head is sideways?
It looks like your head is sideways.
So, Big T, any other bets you found here the last 5 minutes?
Have you done the Cubs game yet?
That's what we're on right now, pal.
I love it.
Yeah.
You just talked about the Cubs?
Yeah, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I like the Cubs today. Yeah, well, Did you like the Pirates? I'm guessing.
No, JJ's just like, I don't ever bet the Cubs anymore.
I stopped betting the Cubs. I stopped betting the Cubs in like May.
Yeah, I mean it's probably terrible, but I need to bet one favorite. Will Crow is just Will Crow's bad.
Yes, Ken.
And I don't know. I finally like a favorite a little bit. You got the Cubs, young guys. I don't like this Pittsburgh lineup much at all. I mean, it's ugly. Yeah, I mean, give me the Cubs. I'll take a favorite. I'll take the Cubs.
Okay. All right. JJ, we can't plug the site enough because NFL is coming up. So excited. This year I got Thursday nights off. I'm going to probably hop on with Keg on that live show. We'll be live betting that.
Oh, cool.
And honestly, I work with a lot of live bettors. I do a live betting show on TV, and I work with a lot of sharp guys over there, but I don't think there's anybody sharper than Keg. I honest to God believe this. He's the best live bettor that I have ever been around. And I know you got to sit there during an NFL game, not listen to the game broadcast, but if you want to win money, I'm telling you right now, this guy takes care of it. He's terrific. Obviously, we got JJ with his picks. We got who else is giving picks this year in football?
Spread and Tyler does props. But to your point on Jay, he's just incredible. Live sports better. It's the ROI he turns out month after month is incredible.
Yeah, so it's worth it just sitting. I wish I could do the NASCAR stuff because that's what he just slams it. But what's the code right now? You do RPS NFL 15.
Yeah, bets 25 off. And Tony, since most of these folks are probably bets related folks, maybe a little bit of DFS and because I know the DFS show is going to be packed with content all week, especially. Well, I assume starting maybe even tomorrow or Tuesday, right? With NFL content.
Yeah. So the schedule I got with Uncle on Friday or whenever we met last week. Schedule's completely done for DFS and bets. I got it all on one sheet. I just sent it to the creative guy though, and I haven't got it back yet. So once we get the creative, I will hopefully have it out tomorrow. But yeah, we're firing tomorrow. I need to make sure everyone knows what they're doing. But we got for sure we won't have the article tomorrow because no Monday Night Football. But we will have. Are they doing They're not doing the rundown for football because there's no football either.
Well, there is football this week, right? Because it's Sunday. I mean, Thursday's opening night, but
yeah,
Sunday.
I was just talking for tomorrow, though. I was thinking if we had any. Yeah, so we won't have anything tomorrow, I don't think. Hopefully tomorrow we can release the schedule, and then Tuesday will be the first day of football content because everything tomorrow is built around – or Mondays is just Monday Night Football. So I'm guessing Tuesday will be our first football.
I will do a schedule release show and talk some NFL tomorrow if you want to.
Yeah, we should do it. I'll send this guy a message today and make sure we get this so we can get everything out tomorrow. I can even hop on with you or something during the day and we can just go down the schedule and just kind of go each day and talk about – because the good part about how this is going to have is it's going to have the bets and the DFS on the same schedule so that everyone can kind of know where we're coming at from every angle. You should be buying the together package anyways, whether you're a bets person or a DFS person. I can learn a ton from Dunkel and these guys plays. I mean, maybe I'm higher on a DFS game because they're on the overs or vice versa. They like unders and it's a popular DFS game or something. Maybe you go low. There's just so much edge when you can do it together. And I mean, it's $100 for the whole site. And if you do it right now, it's 15% off for life. So it's $85 per month for just the entire site, bets and DFS. There's just literally no reason not to do that.
Yeah, I mean that package is the GOAT.
Yeah, and it's not like you're paying for NFL and a million other things, right?
Yeah.
Where you're paying for, $500 for NFL, $500 for baseball. You're still getting baseball. You're getting the NFL. NBA's tipping off. College football. JJ's all over college football. So there's so much. And I'll just say this one more time because everybody here loves winning money. I talked to these guys about playing DFS, and JJ's been doing it for a while. Joey Work, Mr. I can't take my shit because I'm a pussy. So I said, Joey, you're smart at this. You're smart better. There's such a correlation between betting and DFS. Just come over here, come over to our side and try it out. And the guy's been killing it in baseball too on DFS. So.
And Dunkel's already got tons of success in the past. He hides it, but he'll sneak in there and ship some things here and there throughout the year.
Didn't you win a 17K this
He
year?
won more than one. Don't let him see. This is the thing about Dunkel that I always say it on our freaking print factories. Whenever he's on like a heater or he's really good at something, he'll just never tell you. Like he'll just be dead freaking silent. Never say shit. He had like 3 or 4 big hits DFS last year, at least that I know of. I might have missed some of them. And when he's on like a cold streak, though, he'll fucking get the microphone. He'll be out front telling everyone that'll listen how cold he is.
I go.
Anyone else like this?
If I'm in a big cooler, I attach a few speakers on top of my roof, and I just kind of let the neighbors know what I'm going through. Like the boombox over my head, just kind of letting them know how I'm dealing with the cooler and what I'm going through. And I just gotta publicize it.
I've never met anyone, Holden, like Dunkel, though, where he's literally the opposite of how, like, the Tommy G salesman type. He just, if he's on a heater, it'll be dead silent. So whenever he's silent, just follow everything he's taking.
Yeah. Hi, Jacqueline. She's leaving right now. I don't know why she's leaving. Come on, stay for the winners here.
And real quick, I'll address this question because do you ever play the prop no score in first inning? So, Thomas, the only thing I'll tell you with this is first inning bets are high variance. So I personally don't like to make them. Now, not to say that you can't find an edge or have an edge with them. I just find that they're high variance. I mean, think about it, Thomas. You could have a game where there's not even a single base hit and there could be a run scored. You could have a game where there's like 5 or 6 hits in the first inning alone combined and not score a run. I find it extremely high variance bets. And if you do them, it should be something you do all season long to correlate it or even it out. If you're going to bet first inning bets, but do them like 8 times a year, to me, don't even do them because again, they're very high variance bets.
Sox, Bulls, Bears, Houston Astros money line. How can we back Padres ass to mouth?
Ass to mouth is an interesting way to depict that ATM. But
what else is ATM? What does that stand for?
At the moment, I think.
Oh, okay. All right, we have 2 different.
I'll lean towards he probably meant at the moment. Strong lean. But all right. So is that the game we're actually supposed to be on?
We'll find out. Let me go look at where we are. We're at the Mariners Diamond. No. I got to go up here. We got a lot of games to get to. We got Braves Rockies, dude.
Braves Rock. Okay, so Padres down.
And
Okay,
then
so
Joey's pick.
Braves Rockies. So Charlie Morton here against Feltner. Is that correct? Feltner making his debut. Again, I find it hard to handicap pitchers making their MLB debut. I typically avoid it in general. I know certain people like to target pitchers making their debut, whether they fade them or back them, whatever. But I'm not a big fan of it. Morton is a guy that finally started to run out the ship. I mean, if you guys remember, his ERA was like skyrocketed earlier in the year. But again, his advanced stuff was good, and it's nice to see him kind of median out in that way. With that said, though, I don't like it. I said I don't like betting guys making their debut. It's total. I mean, they're you got to lay 200 with Atlanta on the road here. It does kind of make sense. Total 11.5. To me, the team total specifically. The Braves are going to get theirs. You're really betting this more or less. Do you think the Rockies are going to score? If you think the Rockies are going to score, maybe just bet their team total instead. So overall, just stay away.
The Rockies have been playing good baseball, man. Like you're gonna laugh at this, but especially when they're at home. And you know what? Their offense even got going in Texas too, which was a little bit surprising. But I don't. What is the Rockies team total here? Then 4.5 or 5? That's that kind of interests me. This is a different Rockies team, JJ. But again, I'm not going to go bet this game without a lineup. I don't want to see a Sunday lineup out of the Rockies where it's just a bunch of scrubs. And we don't have the lineup yet. So
yeah, I don't have it. I mean, I don't have the team total in front of me either, but I believe it would probably be 4. Their team total.
You only think it'd be 4 at home?
Well,
again, I thought Polanco was going to be like plus 200.
Plus 170. They're plus 170. The total's 11.5. If it was 4.5, that would mean you're indicating the score would be 6-5, which it's not because the Braves are
4.5.
4.5 dog money?
Yeah, 120, minus 120.
Oh, it's minus 120 to go over?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, to me, that's high.
Yeah. And that's because it's the course. I mean, we know that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Rangers, Angels. Doesn't Joey Work have a play on this? I love Taylor Hearn, by the way.
Yeah, so this play we won't even talk about. The video's already posted on our channel, either after this video, since that game's a later game anyway. After this video, just peek the video. It's in the playlist. It's right at the top of the MLB playlist. So Joey's got your breakdown there. He even gave you some props, Holden, so you might want to check that video out.
No, what did he say? I don't want to. This seems like a trap to me.
You got to check it out.
Like I'm not going to do it because I know he's going to say something horrible.
That's your loss.
It's my loss. Let me just throw a prop out there real quick because it's kind of correlated with Joey's. And I was looking through this and I was like, oh, I kind of like the Rangers because Taylor Hearn, and then Joey had it on the sheet. I'm like, now I really like it. Taylor Hearn's K prop is 4.5. He has struck out 6 his last 2 starts. The question for me is, can he take advantage of this Angels lineup, which, by the way, has not been anything special. I mean, let's face it. And outside of Ohtani, a couple of times this year, the other guys have gotten hot. Fletcher's was leading in batting average the last time I saw that, but big deal. We don't care about that here. And then as far as the K rate goes, they're 12th this season at 24%. So let me bounce this off of you. Taylor Hearn, 4.5 Ks, minus 128. So I don't love the juice there, but what do you think about that?
I mean, I can't mind it. I've bet like 3 total player props this year, though, so I'm probably not the guy to ask. Yeah, so I'll leave my opinion to myself.
Tony, this is not on the main slate in DFS, if I'm correct, right? Or is it? Yeah, Taylor Hearn, 4.5 Ks. Can he get it today against the Angels? Top of your head.
I mean, how many Ks has he got recently?
6 and 6.
He got 6 the last 2 games. I like that. I mean, just off my head, I would say under for sure, but the number does feel high to me, which means it's probably a sharp play to go over. But just off the top of my head, the under looks like the play for sure. But
under strikeouts looks like the play.
Yeah,
I'm messing with it then. I'll trust your gut a little bit more. Diamondbacks hosting the Mariners. We do have one lineup out here. Who is it? It's the Diamondbacks. And Rojas, Marte, Pavin Smith, Peralta. Every single one of their hitters is a lefty except for Andrew Young in the 7th spot. So that tells me Chris Flexen has a little bit of issues here. What do you think about Arizona's offense throwing out 8 left-handers, minus 120 for the M's, plus 110 for the D-backs? The total's 9, JJ. It's
a good move. Flexen's really good against righties. Where he struggles is left-handers, right? So it's a good strategy. I mean, this is another game where it's like, how is this line 130? Like, I don't get it. The Mariners are on a nice little winning streak. They're still very much so fighting for a playoff spot. The Diamondbacks are winning 30% of their games. So I know Gilbert's been decent for them, but yeah, woof. Bullpen wise, Mariners a big trump. I don't quite frankly get it. I call it a quote unquote trap spot, if you will. Maybe you go first 5. I do believe that if the Diamondbacks are going to win this game, it's going to be because they're scoring runs. And I know that seems cliche or obvious, but what I mean is like if Diamondbacks win this game, it's going to be like of the 6-5, 5-4 variety, because I feel pretty confident the Mariners are going to score. If you have issues with the Mariners winning this game in general, though, maybe just bet the Mariners over their team total because I guess the Mariners could win a game like 3-0 or 4-0, but again, if you're in any fear that the Diamondbacks win this game, it's hard to imagine the Diamondbacks win a game like 3-1 or 4-1. It'll likely be a game that goes over.
Well, the line that I'm looking for today, I don't see it up there yet. Oh, here we go. I got something on it. Okay, it's not this game that we're going to get to. We got 2 games left. Astros Padres, the ATM thing. Astros minus 104, Padres minus 109. 8.5 is the total. I mean, this is this is what you're going to see. Luis Garcia, good pitcher. The question is, what do you want to do with Paddock? I think that's the key to this game here. If you're back in Paddock, fine. The Astros what has the Astros lineup been doing lately? That's what they're doing, JJ.
Makes sense. I think that overall, it should be a fun game. At least you got 2 teams really fighting here. There's not a lot of these types of games today. Giants and Dodgers is the other one that we'll talk about. But Garcia's been great. Paddock, it is tough to like him. I mean, I know a few years back he was a really good pitcher at home and really struggled on the road. This year it's just kind of been a bit of both. He has struggles putting people away. His strikeout numbers are okay, but again, he has that tough issues with a put away pitch, which you kind of see often when you watch him pitch. It's probably going to struggle here against the Astros with a lot of live bats. Now, this being in San Diego helps. 8.5 is a pretty big number for this park, to be honest. But overall, I'll just stay away here. I think this line's about accurate. I think that the Astros should be a little bigger than what they are, but not enough where I want to bet them.
Okay. Tony, we got one more game to get to. So anything else you're seeing here before we get to the Sunday night game?
No, I'm ready.
Dunsky. Okay. Here's my best bet, JJ, going back to the Dodgers today. Dodgers Giants. Dodgers plus 6.5, minus 12,000. It's a whale play. I'll be unloading my bet MGM. Why are you laughing? I mean, this is a stone cold lock. This is Vegas Dave. This is taking a page out of the immortal Vegas Dave. Plus 6.5 runs, minus 12,000. Just unload your bank account and you're going to win. It's as simple as that. I don't know why JJ's laughing. Dominic Leone, they're going to go to a
just in case you have an issue finding out your book, alternate spreads. Yeah. And just slide down to the maximum.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think you're holding? 10 units, 20 units? What do you think?
Oh, I just whatever's in your account, clear it. If they're going to allow you to. I mean, sure. Last week it might have lost, but this week, stone cold lock, JJ. Stone cold lock. So let's just go with the Dodgers plus 6.5 runs. If you want to get crazy, plus 8.5 runs, but I don't really see a good ROI there. JJ, anything on this game besides for my brilliant bet?
No.
Okay. No. So anything else you want to say? Do you want to plug the site one more time? No.
Yeah. So runpurebets.com. Obviously, I haven't mentioned this much today in general during these, but it gets you to the Discord as well, right? Where it's a fairly active Discord. And the DFS Discord, if you like DFS at all, will help you tremendously on the bets. And that's what Tony mentioned about the correlation between both. You know, if you see a lot of sharp guys in the DFS end, like a certain team's bats or something, you know, you can correlate that to wanting to bet their team total over. Or on the bets end, you could see some of us really like maybe an under, gives you more preference in the DFS end to maybe target pitching. And this kind of correlation between both works for all sports, and it's going to work for NFL, and it's going to work for college football. So it all should be good. And again, fun-filled content or week of content as always here. So yeah, stay tuned for it all.
Tony, anything else you'd like to say today?
No, I'm excited for this week though. Super excited. We got a ton of members too going to this baseball final. We got a couple of our staff too. I think we're up to literally there's 100 people in the DK final for baseball Friday night. I think we're in double digits of just Run Pure people, counting staff and members. So it's going to be a fun weekend. I already told people, but anyone in Philly Thursday night, we're going to do some sort of get together for the opening game. So it should be a super fun week. Opening week football, baseball final, college football. This is what it's all about for us at Run Pure. So super excited for football season.
Yeah. Basically, I've just been aroused for the last couple of weeks. I'm so excited, dude. This is just going to be so amazing. The season's here. But, I mean, let me just say this about the NFL, and this is why you're going to want to be in the Discord. I don't know if you're on the bets, if you're in the Discord or anything like that. And Tom Brady said this too. He got the COVID after the celebration last year. He goes, it's going to be different this year. He thinks there's going to be more guys having to sit out. I'm with him. We already got, who the hell was? Let me go find out who this was. Yeah, Zach Martin, COVID list. He's not playing Thursday against Tampa Bay. So you already got a key member of the offensive line that is out for the Cowboys. You are going to want to hang out in our Discord where all of our guys are there. You're welcome, Jordan. Like I said, unload the bank account, responsible gambling, minus 12.
Holden just out here saying gamble responsibly. Be sure to empty your account on that play I gave you.
Tell me what's irresponsible about that, JJ. I think everybody knows to fade me. And that'll be it. I'm really excited about this. Hit the like button on the way out. I hope you guys enjoyed the baseball content this year. It's unfortunate Joey did skip out, but he gave some great picks this year. Dunkel, it's been awesome working with you again. I know you and I will be working on football season, so that's going to be fun too. And Saturday,
Dunkel's hopping on your show on Sundays.
He told me that. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, you can't. You've been carpet bombing these shows for the last 6 months. So
you asked me to do it. I don't even know if you pay me. I'm not even sure you pay me for these shows, to be honest with you. You're laughing, but I'm totally serious. No clue whatsoever. So I just like betting. I like talking to you. It's fun. All right, Big T, Uncle Dunkle, and even for Joey work. JJ, get us out of here because from here on out, we're doing Saturdays. Couldn't get away. Saturday, you and Kegger are doing a show, right? That's when you're doing it.
Yeah. So we're deciding still if we want that to be college football or NFL, but certainly a show with me and Jason on Saturdays.
Okay, very good.
With winners, that's all that matters anyways, with some winners on there.
Winners.
Right. That's right.
Take us out, JJ.
So as always, guys, like and subscribe to the channel if you are not already. Be sure to subscribe and like runpuresports.com, and then check us out, Run Pure Sports, runpurebets.com. But as always, folks, gamble responsibly, stay safe, and as always, run pure. See you next week.